I took a 2-month break from EAFC, and when I came back, everything changed. I took a loss after loss after loss, and it felt like nothing was working. From every tackle to every pass to every aerial ball, it felt like their Messi was winning against a VVD from me. It just felt like everything was against me. I was starting to believe in scripting, and then these 3 steps completely changed it around without losing in the same 6 hours. Let's break it down. The first step, as always, is a menu meta update. I revitalized my squad and tactics. Let's break down what I use now. And I went from this squad to this squad. I had over 2 million coins, but I only bought Buffon. When you buy players, you shouldn't be buying them off the actual price. You should be buying them off the in-game value and how you play. For instance, Del Piero has almost everything I want, except for a little bit of shot power. So all I have to know is about the shot power. But here's the thing. He's got first touch plus, ping pass plus, and finesse shot plus. The way I play, that works beautifully in line with what I use. Now, he's got the roll plus pluses. Now, where he loses value is maybe 5-star skills, right? But I didn't necessarily need that. And so, for example, as well, is Mathaus is extremely unique. There's only 4 CDMs have quick step with what I want in my role. And the only other one you can buy is Matuidi, and he's 2.4 million. I think there's value there. The only difference is the community doesn't know about it. That's why I'm here. Without further ado, let's dive into these tactics. Okay, let's start at the right back. We have Pavard. Now, Pavard, I've gone at fullback plus because I want him to stay back, and he's not that as fast as the others, so I just hold him down. Our center backs are going to be defender balanced, and the reason why is I do want them to step up a little bit. Goalkeeper come up, build up, left back, wing back support. So I want Capdevila to get involved. I want him to be in front of the line. I want him up. That's very rare. You don't see this in a lot of tactics right now, but it's for me. Then we have the most unique one, Mathaus at center half plus. What this does is it drops him in between Gabriel and Baresi, and he's allowed to stay back, and then he can step forward while maintaining defensive shape. It works really flawlessly, especially on counterattack. Then we have Conte holding roaming. I want him to get forward. So really, Conte's my pivot. Capdevila is the player going forward. On our attack, we have our left cam shadow striker Traore, shadow striker Del Piero, but playmaker Barnes. With technical plus, he comes inside, and then he's got Tiki Taka plus, and then we have Onana on advanced forward support. So he actually steps off the line and receives passes forward, and then he can play it between Traore and Del P. If you like these tactics and you're going to use them, make sure you guys subscribe. But let's go ahead and keep on going. And that brings us into the second step. In-game adjustments and mechanical break. All that means is how fast I press buttons and pressing the buttons the right way. Let's break this down and give you guys some tools and tips that you can apply to your game and completely shift the way I did. Step 1 is when receiving the ball, managing a 45 to 90 degree angle, and then playing the ball backwards when you are applying pressure, because this is very important. As you can see, we turn and play the ball out and then release off of pressure. Again, right here, we're going to play the ball up to our winger. He's going to play the ball and turn and then play the ball backwards, releasing from pressure. That allows the overlapping run come through and right up to the striker again. This creates a ton of space as you see it. He's already overstepped twice. So applying this technique is going to create tons and tons of variable space. And so you can see it right now. Here we go. Looks like we're going to attack straight on. He's going to attack us, and we play the ball directly back. Charges a foul, but no foul called. When you receive the ball, play the ball back, and then allow the progress from the pressure from the opponent to actually impact and create chances for you. Step number 2, applying CDM pressure correctly. We don't want to overstep both our CDMs unless we hit perfectly to spark a counterattack, right? That's the whole point of stepping high, is to create the counter. But if you miss, that opens you up big time. All right, so it looks like we're attacking with Conte. We're taking out this passing lane right here, and so he's going to be forced to make this pass. If you look closely, before we move on, I want you to understand, when you guys do apply pressure, you need to make sure you guys are understanding of where their defenders are. Look at this. If I win the ball, I'm not really in a great attacking position. I'm not in a great stance. But if I miss, I'm in a really bad spot, right? Significantly. So you want to limit the probabilities of success for them by not making mistakes. And so what I end up doing is I overstepped terribly. I missed terribly. And if you guys are doing this, this is one of the major things you really need to fix, because this is most likely breaking it down. Look, I even jumped this way. Why? Because I'm thinking he's going to pass this? Crazy talk. So he has the opportunity to lane this, and he barely is onside. I don't even know how this is onside, but regardless, that play gets through, and then I'm going to have to try a shift and do my shifty movement. So then we're in this shift, so I'm expecting him to actually go all the way to the edge, and then he's on a ball roll scoop position. It gets really jammy, and then he gets a score because I'm not on the player. So the thing about it is, does he deserve the goal at the end? Probably not. But did he deserve the probabilities and percentages to give him success and put himself in a position where he could score? Yes. So that was 75% it, and that was on me. That was 75% it on me. And so what do you think I actually took away from troubleshooting this match is that I can't step like that unless I'm uncertain, and I have to be really close on what I call crosshair defense. Step number 3 is absolutely the most critical to actually finishing games out, and that is efficiency. It's all about capitalizing on your opponent's mistakes and then recognizing how to create those scenarios again. For instance, we play this ball wide, we get right into the striker position. It looks right here that we're in a bad spot, right? However, he's focused on this run right here coming through, and well, what I see is the stat position's high, and then I see my con slightly behind it. And so this allows me to make him stay tight, and that allows a full rotation through pass and over all the way into the Dama. So we hit both positions, but it's the fact that we had the vision and efficiency to see the deep pass when a mistake was happening. This next tip is probably going to be the most impactful if you guys can master this. Mastering the art of breakpoints, because this is the feeding ground for the top level players in the world, where as good as these guys, why did they win, right? Well, this is why. Let's break it down. To define a breakpoint, it's when a change of possession has occurred. So as you can see, Kaká's right here. Well, there becomes a jammy glitch there. We win the ball. I pass it back to Gabriel. Right here is where everything can get intricate, because high-level players are playing 100% aggressive right now. These players are going to come at me really quick. Now, what I did wrong and what I should have done is gone out and wide and played this ball out and wide, but there's some issues out there sometimes. Sometimes they open up the interior, and then it allows a lot of space to get into an attacking position. But one of the most important factors is actually creating the crosshair position here. As you can see, we are defending our lane here. We take it directly away from pressure, and then as he applies that position, we are able to rotate and turn. Again, here we are applying the pressure. Now I could go 1-2. Do I do it? Well, he steps through. Now I have Gabriel out and Capdevila out, and then he's got a lane going through. So the second I lost the ball based off of like a weird position, like this is so weird, right? It's very weird, because I should, as you can see, I'm taking the ball, I'm dribbling this way away from the play. As you can see this, and then it just steps through directly, right? But if you can see, I slightly dribble this way. He probably tackles, steps this way, ball bounces, and straight into the position. And that's actually what happened. So at the last second, I barely contorted my left stick from going the perfect direction to just slightly the wrong way. And he wins that instantaneously. Now I've got Gabriel out of position, Capdevila out of position, and they're attacking. So the whole point of this in this clip is basically to tell you guys that when you make defensive mistakes, they're going to tackle, step right back into the position and be able to score. But when you make mistakes, it's not always because you're making defensive mistakes. It's because you're making an attacking mistake too early, which then allows your defense to be out of position and allows them to be able to get an easy goal because you make a dumb mistake. I'm going to give you guys a quick bonus tip of basically showing you guys full defensive structure real quick, and also give you the added mechanical tip right inside this. So here he goes. He's sending his direct run. We've got to start that run. advanced players, 1100 plus, 1000 SR players, what they're going to try to do, pro players, they're going to try to hit you with one run here, and they're going to try to hit you on the back run too. So what they'll do is they'll send two, and so you have to defend him on both spots. Play, but basically he's trying to hit him right there. So I step through and rotate. Now I want you guys to understand, this is where the tip comes in. Okay, so now when we have recognized the difference of defense from FC25 in October till now, it's a little different. Way easier in October. Now it's really hard, right? Well, it's actually because of this. But this out here, these two highlighted positions, these fullbacks, it is not. They are dumber than rocks. And the reason why is they don't come into this position anymore. They don't come in tight right here. They stay out really far out wide. You don't really have to defend this too hard. The only thing you really have to worry about when it's defending like this is a separation position where these guys step high and then they rocket the ball here. If that's not there, you can pretty much be away with it. And here's the thing, if they're holding down, you can also offside trap to step that high and eliminate that threat anyway. So there's a lot of ways to get around that, but not the fullbacks. You have to pull the fullbacks in. So I pulled him in slightly, and then as he starts to rotate, I'm taking out the interior position, but my mind's right here. My mind's on the bottom here. And if you can see, it looks like I'm ready for that. I'm faking that position. I'm trying to trap him to hit that ball right there, and I'm going to go right into that spot. Boom. So that's where I was actually. Last thing I really want to focus on, and the main point of this tip, if you didn't know or not, but your AI, you can control the animations from happening before they happen. For instance, if like an offside trap is happening and you wanted to call it, you can step them forward early, and then everybody can else jump up on the player that you want. So you can do little mechanics like that to help just by moving your player and switching to that player in time. And so example right here, as you can see, I'm eliminating this threat here as he's rotating from the top side of the pitch to rotate down. Now, a lot of players will do this thing where I'm sure you've seen it, where they drive to the bottom and then they hit you like this. This is how this breaks. Okay. So you'll see another tip later on that breaks that down. So right here, you can see how my AI was about to rotate out. It's really small, but you can barely see it. Watch it really close. You can see how his movement's starting to shift out. I grab him, I pull him on the interior, that aggressively approaches that position. He's looking for him to make that step, so then he has space. I step on top of it, and that's what allows me to win this possession and keep this game really tight against a top 200 player. That is basically the 5 that I would give you guys to start on that path. You just watched our part 1 of the 3 steps, but watch the next step of the implementation of our mentality shift and how we turned ourselves back into a rivals master. So if you guys do like this video, you like this type of content, you're happy to see me back, hit the like, comment, tell me what you guys were thinking. If you guys are curious why I left, I just posted on Twitter my full story, so go check that out. Until next time, we'll see you guys in the next episode.